I do want to make it very clear that this isn't going to be like, these animations aren't going to be released for like a Knuckles build. I'm simply completing them for the sake of completing them, because I love animating, and this was so close to completion that for me personally, I really wanted this to get done. So like, and I wanted to I want to try and make this as clear as possible. That's why I said it in the title. Ooh, we have 30 viewers. Wonderful. And of course, hi Banana Slosh, thank you for tuning in as usual. Ooh, well, because we have 30 viewers, I shall tell you guys the story of Knuckles the Echidna. Let me pause this. I think it's fitting that we have Knuckles' theme play in the background. Alright, bear with me. Alright, story time with Silent Doom. So, June 2012. I'm pretty sure June 2012. Yes, June 2012. This was around 2.5, 2.6 release period. So, you know, Project M was still relatively young, but we were growing at this point. You know, we had a feature on IGN. That was probably the biggest thing that happened. It's at this point we were trying to think of additional clone ideas, because this is where we were, you know, really starting to finalize the clone engine. Obviously, Mewtwo and Roy were in development by this point, and they came out at Project M 3.0 near the end of I think like 2014. I think it was around then. No, earlier than that. So yeah, Roy and Mewtwo were in development, and we were thinking, what other characters can we have? And we were throwing around ideas. And then Shanus, who was the project leader of Project M, he was like the guy who pretty much started Project M based off his idea of, you know, Melee, let's recreate Melee Falco. So he was he's been the project leader for a while. He became inactive for quite a while. But anyway, he came into our IRC chat and he was like, yo guys, we should do Knuckles. And it seemed far-fetched because, you know, it's Knuckles. We don't need another Sonic character. Sonic was a stupid character at this point. But then we started throwing around ideas. You know, it's like, oh, actually, maybe we can make this into the cool Sonic. Maybe we can work around with this character. And there's also cool things we could do. You know, we could give him the glide. We could give him the wall climb. Those were like two of the big things that really began his development. And, you know, of course, there were people that objected. But a lot of the majority, there was a big majority of people that thought, yeah, you know what, Knuckles could really work as well as a character. There's a lot of elements about him that would just be really, they'll make him really fun to play. And, you know, it was pretty much from there where things got started. Shell, shout outs to Shell, he's a fucking legend. He is one of the greatest people that I have ever known, that ever had the pleasure of knowing. He is amazing. He is one of the people, one of the souls of Project M, I believe. And he was the one who created the original construction for the original coding for the wall climb. And that's pretty much where Knuckles began. We had quite a relatively crude-ish model to work with. It wasn't particularly it's not the model that you see here. It was considerably worse than this in terms of rig and in terms of model quality. We eventually got to this, making this better one. Shout outs to, I believe, Star Waffle. I think Star Waffle and Nano worked on this. I may not, I'm pretty sure it was those two primarily. And of course, shout outs to the other art team guys who worked on costumes for Knuckles that you guys probably would have never seen. I know Specs did a couple of really good ones. Specs 130, you all know him. Anyway, from here, I was like, oh yes, Knuckles. There was a couple of pretty big Sonic fans within the Project M dev team. Yes, Star and Nano, excellent. I'm glad I got that right. There are a couple of big Sonic fans. Mainly, I'd say the main animator guys that worked on Knuckles were Fireball Stars and myself, with me doing the bulk of the work. I've done a fuck ton of animations for Knuckles. I'm not sure how much time in terms of hours, in the hundreds of man hours that I put into this character. I don't think it was quite as much as Halo did for Mewtwo, but it was a lot. And we've had I've revised quite a lot of my animations. I've remade animations, including his idle animation. Even that, which is quite a big one because it means that, you know, I have to adjust the ending transitions of all the other animations that I've made. And, you know, it was a gradual effort over the past few years. It was kind of funny though, because Knuckles was in a state of near completion for quite a while. But we did say to ourselves that we didn't want any clones to be released until like our golden editions, like our around 4.0s and whatever. So that was eventually how it was going to be. Yeah. Knuckles' development was probably the most streamlined of all the characters. The elements of him, comparative to like Lyn, say, the elements of him just came together really well. Like, especially when we compared him to Sonic, pretty much everyone in the team thought this character was really fucking fun. Like, even the people that were initially objecting to his inclusion thought, you know, this character is a damn fun character to play. Beautiful. Just all the elements of him came together very nicely. Thank you very much, Moonkiller, for following. All the elements of him just were coming together really nicely, and you know, I would have spurts where I'd just be like on the grind making Knuckles animations for like a good week. I'd bust out a good bunch, but for the most part, as I said before, he was like on the back burner because, you know, we had other priorities like balancing the game, you know, content for Project M 3.0, 3.5, 3.6, and the patch that never came, unfortunately. You know, all that artistic content, the balance adjustments, the new stages, the new codes, you know, stuff like the new modes and stuff, you know, all of that. And so the clones were never really at a priority, but Knuckles was always that one, more so than all the others, who just, you know, he always felt like he was almost there. And it was really sad that you know, after we had to stop development, he was never able to get completed because he was really, really close. Even in terms of balance, elements about him were definitely a little too strong. Some elements may have been a bit too weak as well. But his balance was more comparable to that of a 2.6, a Project M 2.6 character. And so there were elements that really needed to be rounded out. But yeah, he was very, very close. And it's a shame. But to respect the wishes of my fellow Project M peers, even though I want to complete all of Knuckles' animations for my own sake, I do not want this character to be released publicly. Just to respect my own fellow developers, just to not put them in any kind of legal jeopardy. And, you know, but I guess that's pretty much it. That is the story of Knuckles in Project M. How he was, how a lot of his ideas came to be. Oh wait, no, actually no. I should give you guys some details on the sort of animation inspirations that I drew. I got animation ideas from a lot of sources for Knuckles. Not just from Sonic games, obviously, but also from other fighting games. You know, from characters like Dudley, Balrog, even a bit from like Little Mac in Smash 4. His forward smash, I based, because I wanted that kind of idea, the deep impact, the forward smash. I wanted that idea, but the sprites didn't really translate well, and so having a 3D reference for that from Little Mac was very helpful. And just various other places. Of course, we came up with our own original ideas too. Shout outs to Fireball Stars again. My man Diego, he did a fantastic. The forward air animation is absolutely amazing. It's still one of my favorites. That one was made in Brawlbox, actually. It's so meaty and satisfying. Yeah, if I was to break it down, his idol is kind of based off of his Sonic Battle 1. Not completely. He's got more of like a fighting game fighter walk, you know, kind of like that shuffle. His running animation is based on Sonic Advance 2. I didn't want to do the Whirler feat since Knuckles doesn't run that fast compared to Sonic. His rolls are original. I don't think they were shown. I don't think they quite made it to the most recent builds. Because I'm the only one with all the animations for Knuckles. And jabs were just like, you know, based on various games. Sonic the Fighters, Sonic 3, Sonic Battle. A lot of his moveset just comes from all of those sorts of games. Yeah, and of course, there were key things that we had to include with his character. The laughing taunt had to be part of his character. Obviously, he needed the glide and the walkling, as I mentioned before. Spin dash. We felt that like the spin dash was a very Sonic character thing, and so we really needed to keep that for Knuckles. It works quite differently to Sonic. So the down smash, the digging underground, that was another thing that we felt that we needed to include. And there's a few really unique mechanics with how that came together.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think that is it. But thank you very much to Mars for following, Mars 1199. And yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, and thank you also to, oh gosh, I can't quite see that one. 205 Ishmael, of course. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, all of you, for following. Bringo Bongo 55 as well. I'm very, very much grateful for all of you guys following. I will continue doing more animation streams and texture modding streams as well, because I make texture mods for Smash 4. But yeah, that is the story of Knuckles in Project M. It was fun while it lasted, but unfortunately it was never quite meant to be